Chemical X has just assisted Stephanie Vaquer in becoming the new NXT Women's North American Champion by running off Jacy Jayne and Jasmine Nix. And because of this, along with the fact that Shotzi is the only person to pin Vaquer in NXT, she calls her shot for the Women's North American Championship. And whilst Tatum Paxley is happy for her friend, Gigi seems bewildered that Shotzi's getting another opportunity at the title rather than her. But no one seems to notice this, aside from Fatal Influence, who unbelievably attempt to recruit Gigi Dolan to Fatal Influence before Shotzi's rematch against Vaquer, which the member of Chemical X denies. Although she doesn't accompany Shotzi to her title match, as it seems the lack of opportunities for Gigi is getting to her, yet she doesn't show this to her teammates, and she does eventually come out to help fend off Fatal Influence, although that distraction allows for Vaquer to steal the win from Shotzi. And Gigi surprisingly seems happy about this fact, which is expanded on further when she's backstage with Shotzi with her saying, "Chemical X was founded on free equals, right? Well, I don't think that's really true now, is it? You just hog up all the opportunities. Where's mine? Oh hell, where's even Tatum's title matches? The only reason you two haven't gotten a title match is because you consistently lose matches that could net you title matches, Gigi. That's got nothing to do with me." Tensions are rising within Chemical X. The once unbreakable bond is starting to crack, and this is also seemingly the case with Fatal Influence, as Jacy Jayne is having to take on fights caused by Fallon Henley due to her needing to prepare for a rematch of Stephanie Vaquer, which is set to take place the following week. And because of this, Jacy is forced to go up against the NXT Women's Champion, Julia. And even though it's a phenomenal showcase in just how good Jacy is, she can't withstand the pure force of the Women's Champion. And this loss seemingly pushes Jacy over the edge, as she berates Fallon Henley backstage before storming off. And she's nowhere in sight for Fallon's rematch with Stephanie Vaquer, but neither is Gigi Dolan, as with the numbers in favour of Chemical X, they managed to cost Fallon Henley her rematch. Although after this occurs, we see backstage footage of Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne, but no one knows what they're talking about as there's no audio. So both Shotzi and Fallon question each of their stablemates, although they each give a similar response. "Yeah, no, we were just going through our history together. Sometimes it's easier to talk things through, you know." She wanted to talk about her history, that's all, alright? God, just get off my back. Both Shotzi and Fallon Henley's suspicions are calmed by these responses, which leaves tensions between the two groups unresolved. And this translates to complete and utter chaos between the two groups on the following week. It's total non-stop brawling between Chemical X and Fatal Influence, so it's made official that at Stand and Deliver, it'll be both teams competing in an elimination match. But before then, each week, one member of Fatal Influence will take on one member of Chemical X, with each stablemates barred from ringside. Who will gain momentum leading into Stand and Deliver? Well, the first match to take place is between Shotzi and Jacy Jayne, and both want to bring it to one another. They're showing why they deserve a chance in the spotlight, but only one can stand tall, and it's looking like the woman to do so will be Shotzi, as she has Jacy in position for the senton, but Jayne manages to move out of harm's way before clocking her with a discus big boot. It's 1-0 to Fatal Influence, and the following week, the second match is between Tatum Paxley and Jasmine Nix, and even though they are the smallest women of their respective groups, they bring one hell of a fight to one another. But can Tatum tie the score, or will Fatal Influence already win the momentum leading into the elimination tag team match? Well, in the closing stages of the match, Jasmine looks for a shot, but Tatum counters. Then Tatum manages to roll her up for the cheap win, and even though it was cheap, it got the job done. Things are tied up now, and it comes down to Gigi Dolan and Fallon Henley. Both factions desperately need momentum heading into their humongous match, but only one can claim it, so who will it be? Well, we're deep into the match, and Henley is completely dominating Gigi Dolan. It's looking bleak for Chemical X, but Gigi just won't give up. She kicks out of whatever is thrown at her. She even attempts to roll up to try and get a cheap win similar to Tatum Paxley, but Fallon survives. Although whilst the fight rages on, backstage continues the sentiment as we see Shotzi and Jacy Jayne brawling near a car, whilst Tatum and Jasmine trade strikes on top of an ambulance. But whilst this is occurring, Gigi inadvertently takes out the referee, and even though it's only for a small amount of time, it makes all the difference, as Fallon Henley unbelievably uses brass knuckles to score 2-1 over Chemical X. They have the advantage leading into the show, but in the end, will it even matter? It's time for the Colossal 6-woman elimination tag team match. although the match instantly starts with an elimination as Tam Paxley once again rolls up Jasmine Nix, although this time it's right at the beginning of the contest. Jasmine is furious, but she's forced to leave as it's now 3 against 2, but the temporary numbers advantage doesn't allow for Chemical X to take control of the match as Tam Paxley is isolated throughout the early portions of the contest. Yet she won't give up without a fight as Tam even manages to create an opening as she looks for an attack to Shotzi, but unbelievably, as soon as Shotzi gets into the match, she turns around and leaves her supposed friends behind. No one can believe it. Shotzi is through with Tam and especially Gigi. And Gigi gets up in her face with Shotzi taking her down before being able to walk to the back. And with Shotzi being officially counted out, it's now a 2-on-2. But Fatal Influence are desperate for that to change, as with JC Jane distracting the referee, Fatal looks to use a chair on Tatum, but she evades the weapon shot. And with a subsequent Gigi-inspired driver, it's now a 2-on-1. It's Tam Paxley and Gigi Dolan against JC Jane. Although what happens next breaks many hearts. Gigi Dolan has reunited with JC Jane, as with JC eliminating Tatum thanks to some toxic assistance, Gigi lays down for JC Jane. Fatal Influence has won, but to JC, she's no longer a part of Fatal Influence as she and Gigi start attacking Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix. And with them watching on, we see the leader of Toxic Attraction make her return.